Adrienne White. I am a group exercise instructor in the Dallas, Texas area. Today we're going to talk about lunges. A lot of people worry about their knees in lunges, so they're kind of afraid to do them. So we're going to set you up in a safe, effective lunge so that you can strengthen that knee, also shape and sculpt your legs all the way. So to get started with that, we need to start from the ground up. So come join me on the ground. Pick a leg, does not matter which one. I want your front knee right over your heel, so watch that it's not slightly forward. Plumb straight line right down over that. Back knee right underneath your hip. So you've got a beautiful 90-degree angle here and a 90-degree angle here. You probably also have one right back there. This is how big your lunge needs to be. If you feel a really, really big stretch here, for one, you need to work on flexibility on that hip flexor. Because if you cannot maintain your lunge this big, you're going to put extra strain on the knee. So to avoid that, I need you to work on hip flexibility through those hips. So if you were to tuck the toes and lift up, that's how big your lunge stance needs to be. So it's quite large. It's a lot farther back than most people think. So to get started, I want you to start with your feet hip distance apart. That's the hip bone. Not the hips. Ladies, we think they're a lot bigger than they are. Keep it right underneath the hip bone. And so when you step back with that foot, doesn't matter which one again, into that big, big step that you just practiced, you want to keep the feet hip distance apart. That keeps you more stable. If you let that foot come behind, you're going to have a hard time staying nice and tall. So you're going to stand up nice and tall, shoulders right over your hips, and you're going to kind of pull the abs in a little bit, brace them. Lengthen your low back. Cool? So far, so good? Front knee open. And then as you sink down, I want you to think about that back leg. Let that back leg slide down towards the floor so that it's about the height of your front ankle. And then this thigh should be parallel with the floor. And you're going to push that heel, drive it into the ground as you lift. So as you sink down, nice and tall, and then as you rise, I want you to think about engaging this hamstring, pulling up as you come. So let me face sideways for you. So you've got that great big stance. Now, shoulders right over hips. It's easy to come here or to round, and at that point, you've changed all the muscles you're engaging. So stand up nice and tall. You're going to brace the core. So you might feel like you're tucked under a little bit, but you're not like crazy weird. You know what I mean? So nice and tall. Pull the shoulders back. Neck nice and long. Hands can just be at your side. If you need to hang on to something for support, cool, do that, no big deal. Now that front knee is going to stay right over that heel as you drop down. So you should be in that 90-degree angle at the bottom. Body nice and tall. Hands relaxed or on hips. Now, right now you should feel that quad if you're hanging down here with me. You're going to pull and lift all the way up. So I want you to think about putting a lot of pressure in that front heel. So really drive that heel in. So if you need to, wiggle those toes of the front foot. Make sure the weight is in the heel and this is open. So when you're standing nice and tall, glance down. Can you see your big toe? Or is your knee in the way? If your knee's in the way, you need to open your hip, sink down, and then you're going to drive and lift. So just nice and slow, down and up. Keeping that body strong and controlled. So you want to think about, as you go down, let that knee fall to the floor. Now think about this hip. Squeeze it as you rise. Make sure you go all the way down and you come all the way up. That's going to use all the muscles in your leg. If you stay up nice and tall, up high, that's all quad. And you're only building one set of muscles. If you go all the way down, all the way up, you're going to get quad, hamstring, outer thigh, inner thigh, glutes, the whole 9 yards. Cool? All right, for those in my classes at the gym, there are times where we go down and we come in and we go down. Now, as you start moving, it's easy to get into a smaller motion. And if you notice that, my knee started sliding farther forward, which puts more pressure on my knee. So when you're in that position, you need to make sure every time, way back, coming tap, way back, come in and tap. Now there are options at times in class where that knee comes up. If you feel unstable on that knee, don't do it. Just come up to that tap. So remember, you are wide, body tall and lifted, drop down every time all the way. Pull that knee back, especially in these running type moves. Bring that knee back. Really pull it back so you don't start accidentally creeping forward and adding pressure. Cool? All right. Do those nice and slow and controlled. Slowly down, slowly rise. Feel all the muscles engage as you go. Feel the glutes working. Take your time through it, and those legs are going to be shaped and toned in no time. Until next time, stay fit.